This is Sharp Week on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome to the madness. It is upon us. Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard live in Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. We're here for the next 3 hours, and the early session has delivered. Once you know it, the madness shows up, and we have drama right out of the gates. And a huge upset, by the way, as the Wisconsin Badgers just lost to High Point. 83-82 was the final score. And High Point was a popular dog, and they delivered today, and they had a great second half. They would not go away. They had 23 attempts at halftime. You knew that they were going to keep taking them, Paulie. And what happens when they started to hit them in the second half? Because they only made 6 to begin, and they hit 9 in the second half, and they just knocked off a team that was going to be, a sleeper pick by many, by the Badgers, and they go down, and there's your first big upset of the entire day.
First to win ever for High Point.
Of course.
They've won 23 of 24. They've won 15 in a row. They were down 8 with 7 minutes. They played the math game and shot 43s, just like Miami of Ohio. Martin was great. I mean, the down 4 with a minute, they hit the 3. And as you said before the show, how can the leak out happen?
Where'd that come from?
Wisconsin's got the ball up 1, and they drive, penetrate, miss a bunny, and it's a leak out the other way in a lay-in. And High Point wins it. Down 8 with 7 to play, plus 460 on the money line. While that was going on, Siena cashes first half money line 20-1. Duke's in trouble here.
Oh no,
Duke is in a lot of trouble. No. Siena's getting whatever they want. They shot 60% in the first half. They're getting great looks. They had a 10-0 run, and as that was going on, somehow, some way, Louisville was up 23 in the second half. South Florida from 7.5 to 3.5. They lost by 4.
From the clouds.
What a run by the Bulls.
How about that landing spot? The opening number, they were one of the most popular dogs all the way back to Sunday night. And 6.5, down to 5.5 to 4.5, close 3.5, and the final score is Louisville by 4 to land like that. That is incredible. By the way, I don't think Siena's going to be able to sustain the shooting, and Duke's going to start hitting something.
They got great looks. They're running good stuff. Duke looks lost out there.
They out-rebounded Duke in the first half.
Yeah.
But I will, and by the way, there goes that bet that you liked.
That's right.
Will a number 1 seed be trailing at halftime?
Yeah. Siena looks like the better team. I mean, they are the looks they are getting, and they look athletic. They're not playing like a 16 seed. They look great. And this thing flipped on it just like that after the morning session, because I thought Troy was a good team. They beat San Diego State. They went 3 overtimes with USC. They won the Sun Belt. After the first 10 minutes, all she wrote, Nebraska by 30. Yeah. And then South Florida gets off to the slow start, and they were getting routed. And they made that thing interesting and ended up getting the money, too. So this thing's on. And McNeese was up 11. I think Vandy's got the lead, though, now. Damn.
Yeah, they hit him with a big run. Now they're up by 5, the way it looks 38-33, under a minute to play here. In that one, you can lay, or you can take, Paulie, let me reverse that here for a second, take that back. If you like Siena and think it continues, you can grab 18.5 in the second half.
Yeah.
Duke's trailing by 11 right now. If you want to lay it with Duke, you can do the math on that when they have to win by then.
I have money line. Yep.
You have who money line?
Siena money line
from the game.
14-1. Yeah. I'm watching a different game. I think they're going to win the game.
Well, hold on a second here.
They've been awesome in play. 14-1. Not the 35-1 that the gentleman at DraftKings got for a dime. I mean, he's getting excited right now. But plus 350.
Here's the beauty. We're going to be able to track this entire thing now for the second half. And McNeese hit a free throw. They're at the line right now to make it 38-34. So we will be able to track that for sure. By the way, the first game of the day was awesome. Mm-hmm. And that, you're like, okay, is that going to be the best game of the entire day? That lasted for like 45 minutes. It's not even a top 3, it's not even a top 2 finish at this point.
Where are we at with first half unders? Did we get a couple to come in?
Siena Duke went flying over. It looks like Vandy McNeese is going to go flying over. I'm assuming High Point, Wisconsin went over. TCU, Ohio State, I think was
I don't think so.
under by a tick.
Okay.
but they have adjusted big time on these first half numbers now.
Yeah, Ryan Kramer set off the alarms. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have anything on Michigan State, North Dakota State coming up?
I like this team. North Dakota State's good from 3. They got depth. They have 6 guys that can score. They were very impressive in the Summit League regular season and in the conference tournament. 2 easy wins as well. I think their game, and I think they can make this interesting coming up. I hope they can hang, and that's a lot of points again, and that's the story of this tournament, these big point spreads. So it didn't work out with Troy. That was unfortunate. It worked out with South Florida. High Point was game, but we'll see if North Dakota State can hang. I think they can make it interesting.
Can you feel my misery at all as a Wisconsin Badgers fan? I mean, it's every freaking year with this team.
High Point can score.
Either they score 40 and they lose,
yeah,
or they have Duke down 9 in the national title game with 14 minutes to play and they can't win it. They're never going to win a title in my lifetime. And they have a really fun, exciting team this year, again, as a 5 seed, and they completely blow that game today. And High Point was awesome. I mean, so they deserve to win the game. It's every single March with them. And as I said before the show started, it's Heartbreak Hotel every single year, and I'll be right here again next March with this team, ready for it yet again. I listened to the entire podcast yesterday live from the Westgate with Crackman and Alan Boston. Alan is considered probably the best individual college basketball handicapper ever. He made Michigan State 13 and said, I think it's a rock-solid number. And they're 16.5 right now against North Dakota State. Okay. I will sprinkle in nuggets from him throughout the show because I find him absolutely fascinating to listen to.
What a landing spot also in the Louisville game. 163.5 down to 160. It came 162.
Yeah.
Damn. I thought they bet the Wisconsin game under as well. They've been betting a lot of games under. But they also have some high totals. That was 166 down to 162. Falls 165. Oh,
do you know what that was for both teams to score 80 points in that game?
Oh, that's a good one.
Caesars, Will Hill, they're offering all that stuff.
I know every single game. That's probably 9-1. It was a high total though, but I would say probably 6-1, something like that.
Because High Point had to get there.
They didn't even offer in this particular game. They didn't offer Will Siena go on a 10-0 run. That cashed. We can imagine what that would have paid.
They didn't offer that.
No, they didn't have. They had the props up on all these games, but they didn't have that one. They had Duke. Think of it, 27-point. Favorite, but they didn't have it in the 116.
Coming up later in the show, by the way, I will run down the best and the worst teams that go on 10-0 runs throughout the entire year because, like you said, I think it's a brilliant creative offering by Caesars Will Hill to do that, and more books are probably going to copy that if they're not already. Will a team go on a 10-0 run? I cannot even imagine what Siena was to go on a 10-0 run and to be leading first to 15, first to 20.
Yes, all of it came in, yes.
I'll get this out of the way right now. We're both on Hawaii in this game today, plus 15.5. I'm on Hawaii, first to 10 at plus 205 and first to 15 at plus 240 today in the game. Because I think, much like we saw with Arkansas, now, I'm not going to call this as bad of a spot with Vanderbilt. I'm not going to call their spot as bad as Arkansas today. But again, they played in the SEC title game, and they were awesome for the first 30 minutes. But this is a quick turnaround here now on a Thursday playing an early game, and they did not come out of the gates like super hot. Like they were a little rusty, and maybe there was a hangover effect. Arkansas now played all the way across the country in Portland, Sunday to Thursday turnaround, and it's an early game here. So I think maybe Hawaii first half would be an angle as well, but I'm going to take the first to 10 and the first to 15 with the Rainbow Warriors here in this game. And if one gets there, it's great. If both get there, it's a really nice start to the afternoon, much like it was with Miami last night, being the team to get to the first to 10, 15, and 20 and beyond against SMU.
Both teams score in the first minute?
Which game?
Hawaii? How good are these props at MGM? 8+ points scored in the first 2 minutes. Both teams to score in the first minute. And first point over 21.5 seconds. Over minus 285. All these games. Count how many times there's a shot attempt in the first 21.5 seconds. You got the opening tip. Okay, you corral the ball, then you're going to set up a play. How many teams are going to shoot then? That's great. That's new. That's creative. I love it.
I like to parlay the over on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, right. Be allowed to do it, yes.
On the slow-paced teams. Like in Northern Iowa wins the tip, right? They slow it down against St. John's or whatever. Look at that kind of thing. This show is brought to you by Profit X, and right now you can win a free trip worth up to $10,000 during March Madness with King of March. Use the code VSiNMM. They just showed a graphic on the screen. Siena's 11-point halftime lead is the largest ever by a 16 seed over a 1 seed. And we ran down all of them, that entire list yesterday. I think we had, 9? And now make it number 10 today. That's the biggest lead out of any of them.
Well, you mentioned you talked to a guy you respect in this business, and he was very concerned about Duke. I mean, it's sounding alarms.
He bet him not to make the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
TCU licking their chops right now.
Well, TCU, we thought this before the tournament anyway. TCU can give Duke a game potentially. And they have awesome wins, man.
Can you imagine Arkansas High Point?
Well,
that will be fun if that's the matchup.
You got to give us that game. Arkansas can't lose this game coming up.
Wow.
They cannot lose to Hawaii.
High Point was pushing it, attacking the basket. Helter skelter.
Yeah, they average 90 a game.
Love it.
You know, they're 31-4, Paul.
Yeah, no,
all this talk about
record,
Miami running the regular, like 31-4. I mean, I don't care what conference you're from. That's pretty damn good.
They come down. It's an 8-point game. They come down on a fast break. The kid shoots from Curryland.
Oh yeah.
And he nails it, no problem. It's like 3 seconds into the shot clock. Confident group. Good for them. Finally got a win. That was awesome game. And
Nebraska finally got a win today, too. And here's one thing to keep in mind.
Yep.
If whoever they're going to get, assuming it's Vanderbilt here for a second, they're up by 3 at halftime. Certainly, McNeese can win, but whatever.
They were up 11.
That home court today for Nebraska was insane. They're playing in Oklahoma City. The entire state, I think, traveled for that game. And they were loud from the get-go. More on Hawaii and Arkansas coming up next. I just mentioned how they played on Sunday. How has that impacted teams in previous years? The results might surprise you coming up next.
Before you bet a single pitch this season, go to VSiN.com/MLB for complete betting previews of all 30 teams, all in one place. VSiN managing editor Adam Burke breaks down the numbers, advanced metrics, projections, and the angles the market might miss. Former big leaguer Jensen Lewis adds the player's perspective, clubhouse chemistry, adjustments, and what really translates over 162 games. Everything you need before opening day. Go to VSiN.com/MLB and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Hey everybody, Jensen Lewis here, co-host of VSiN by the Books with my man Dave Ross. Tune in tomorrow as we react to the first day of the NCAA tournament, go game by game to preview the full Friday slate, and even take a look at some of the early lines for the round of 32. As always, joined by Borgata Director of Race and Sports, Thomas Gable, to find out what the books need this weekend. You know where to find us on a Friday. It's VSiN by the Books, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
This is Sharp Week on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, we are now under 18 minutes to go. The 1-seed Duke trailing the 16-seeded Siena Saints 47-34. Right now, live at DK. Well, Duke just went from a 2.5-point favorite to a 3.5-point favorite. At some point, I have to hop in here on Duke, I think. I know that you're on Siena money line, but they were just a 2.5-point favorite, meaning they have to come back and win the game by 3, so they have to outscore them by 16 points moving forward. You think Siena wins the game? You got them 14-1 outright.
Yep, down to 11. Okay. They're getting great looks. And again, it does not look...
Oh, he missed a dunk!
He missed a dunk!
And then Duke scores the other way. So Duke's...
He missed another dunk. 2 dunks in a row.
How does... And now... So, jeez. And Duke is now a 7.5-point favorite. Just like that, from 2.5 to 7.5. Missing dunks left and right. That happened in the tournament game out here last weekend.
McNamara's doing a great job. They are getting whatever they want. They run a great offense. It reminds me of Miami of Ohio and also High Point. Great coaches, great offense, getting good looks. And when you get those wide open threes and you're knocking them down, they have some athleticism too. And they're posting it up to the big guys down low, putting them on the block.
Yeah, air ball.
But they were attacking the rim earlier as well. So good job by the Saints.
All right, so I mentioned in the first segment, we're both on Hawaii plus the 15.5. I also have the Rainbow Warriors at plus 205 first to 10, plus 240 first to 15. Now, here's the thing. Since the 2013 tournament, 25 teams that played in the round of 64 on 3 total days rest or less as a favorite and face a team on 4+ days of rest on the other side. Example here would be Wisconsin versus Montana in 2024. This is from Evan Abrams' Action Network. The Badgers lost in the Big Ten title game on Sunday and played Montana on Thursday. Montana last played 8 days prior on Wednesday. Those teams are 23-2 straight up, 16-8-1 ATS in that span. The good teams without the huge layoff. It affected Vanderbilt today. They're up by 3, did not cover the first half. They got out to a slow start. And Arkansas as well. So will they cover for the full game? Maybe. History says that this lack of rest doesn't really impact the team. But I'm going to fade them early here in this spot.
Okay. I like Hawaii's team, 24-8, depth and size. Get to the free throw line. I'm with humans about the Arkansas hangover as well. They were so good in the SEC tournament. Have a good team, thanks to the guys who put us on futures early. When they reached out in August and September. And now the brackets opened up for them with a huge upset already with Wisconsin going down. But, Hawaii looked good against Cal Irvine, winning the Big West final.
No, they just had a 3 rattle out. Sorry to cut you off.
I think, again, it's a lot of points, and I think they can hang in this game. And again, that's the story of this tournament when you see how big these point spreads are and these record point spreads. Again, to repeat the great information from David Purdom, the average spread in the 3-14 is 19.5, a record. The average spread in the 4-13 is 14.5, also a record. So I think Hawaii can hang and help. Maybe it's an entertaining game. I am concerned about the no-help defense. So there are props. It's a great job, and I sent them over to Luke, too. Caesars and Will Hill put up who's going to score the most points in a round of 64. Yeah, I think your guy Acuff could do a lot of damage here today. Can they contain him? That's a guy who could go off and maybe drop 40.
You want the new basketball plays?
Yeah, great.
That we've been talking about here?
Yes. No universal ball, yeah.
Okay, so 3-1 to the opening number so far, but that does matter because the Miami under first half last night was a play. It opened 78. That was the winner. But it closed like 75.5, 76. It landed 77 at halftime. So if you got the early number, it was good. South Florida was a loser today. Siena was a winner in the first half. So as of right now, it's graded out at 4-2 so far. Other plays coming up today. Now, again, I don't advise chasing some of these numbers. Zags opened up 11.5 against Kennesaw State. That would qualify as a play. That number has moved up. Illinois opened 13.5. Now we got the news that Penn's leading scorer not going to play. Penn is now catching 14.5. Georgia opened up 1. They're now 1.5. That would qualify as a play against St. Louis, and you really like Georgia. And North Carolina and VCU under 72.5 in the first half when that first opened would also be a play. That number, last check, is around 71.5 for the game tonight. I like VCU.
Yeah, I love them.
I was very close. I joined the last man standing contest today at Station Casinos.
Yeah, it's a good contest.
Where you have to pick, if you buy 4 entries, they give you 5, but it's against the spread. And if you win, you advance. If you lose, you're done. So I got 5 entries today. I put 2 on South Florida plus 5.5. I don't know how that cashed, but it did. And I was very close to using VCU on my other tickets, but I did not. I changed my mind. I think I'd rather than use them in a contest play, I'd rather bet them like first to 10, 15, and maybe on the money line as well to win the game outright.
March Madness started for them in February because they weren't even on the bubble. But they closed so strong, and the Rams went 16-1 to close the season. The only loss was at St. Louis in a game that they led by double digits, and then St. Louis hit them with the tornado. So I thought it was ridiculous that they needed to win that game Sunday to get in the tournament, or they would have been out. But they beat South Florida. They guard the 3 well. I think that if they get to the line and can get some success on the glass, especially on the offensive boards, they can win this game. And getting a lot of respect, and you see it's a low point spread. We've talked about this all year, that North Carolina is a different team away from home. I remember texting you I go, how the hell is VCU laying 6.5, 7 to St. Joe's? Ran them out. Never a game.
Yep.
Good St. Joe's team. Never a game. Took out Dayton. Dayton needed it like blood. Beat Dayton twice in the last week of the season. So this has been great how well they're playing. And, again, a lot like Utah State. Great program. They seemingly lose their coach every year. They just reload and make the tournament 27-7, 15-3 in a good A-10 league. And I hope they show out here and give the Tar Heels a scare in a game.
Duke hits a 3 here to cut it to 6. And, by the way, that is now 3 fouls on Siena. And we are 4 minutes into the second half. So Duke will probably be in the bonus before you can blink. And they'll have the lead probably before you can blink as well, unfortunately. In this Michigan State game, a reminder, that's tipping off here pretty soon. VSiN.com, awesome numbers throughout to maybe help you with your handicapping. Steve Mackinnon numbers has Big Ten teams on an insane 48-21 under run in the last 4 NCAA tournaments, 69.6%. When they're on the 4 line, this came into play with Nebraska. They've usually been bad. Not today. Nebraska was very good. Double-digit chalk roll in this tournament for Big Ten teams. 56-5 straight up. 36-21-4 ATS at 63% since 1998. This was 7-0 straight up in ATS the last 2 years. Nebraska got there again today. So make that 8-0 now straight up in ATS going back the last 3 years overall.
Mm-hmm. All right. This little dry spell we have coming up. And because the VCU kicks off the night session. So we're waiting on this Hawaii game and waiting on North Dakota State and Michigan State delayed now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Back. So both games are going to go at 127 Pacific, it looks like. Fantastic.
Duke's now laying 9.5 in play.
Siena turn it over? Yeah. Okay. All right, guys.
They showed a replay. It looked like the Duke player stepped on the Siena kid, but maybe...
Got some adversity now. All right. Down to 6.
What they need here is to... well, now they're going to face some full court pressure as well. McNamara needs to dial up a great play for their best shooter here. Get him a look. Because look at this. They've now missed their last 6. What'd they have at halftime? 45?
Yeah.
They have 2 points now in 5 minutes.
Missed back-to-back dunks, too. I mean, that's 2 of the 6. But I think that's a good look. Yep, short-armed it. All right.
Not good the other way.
Yep.
Duke on a leak out now as well.
Oh, easy basket.
Yep.
Here
they're
we
now
go
laying.
now.
They're 10.5 in play now.
Oh,
boy, boy. They were 2.5.
A lot of time left. That was fast from 13 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time left. All right. All the money brought to you by Profit X. March Madness can take you anywhere in the world. King of March, Profit X tournament contest, free trips worth up to $10,000. It's up for grabs. Win 10 pregame spreads of totals across the 67 tournament games and hit your volume goal to get entered. 1,000 in volume puts you in the 5K trip. 10,000 in volume puts you in the 10K trip. Flights, hotels, wherever you want to go, covered. Keep winning in sets of 10 and keep earning entries. Download Profit X now. Code VSINMM. Become the King of March at Profit X. Code VSINMM Profit X. Good luck. Go get it.
Okay, you still have plenty of time to get involved, by the way, with Survivor contests. And the Splash one that we are involved with here at VSiN, it goes until 10 o'clock tonight. You can get involved until 10 o'clock Eastern time. So you can maybe sit around here and see how these games play out a little bit. Like Wisconsin already went down. I'm guessing Wisconsin was semi-popular today in contests, in Survivor contests.
Yeah.
So Kelly Stewart is involved with Splash Sports as well, contests. She has been for a couple of years. She's in Las Vegas. She's going to join the program coming up next. We'll go over contest strategy when it comes to Survivor here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim is the only thing like it in the world.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VSiN.com/pro to join VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Sharp Week on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. Poor Siena. They just missed, I think, 3 layups in a row. The lead is down to 3 under 13 minutes to play. Duke, a substantial favorite now in play to come back, win, cover the entire thing. They have an open look at a 3 here. No! They got it.
I told you, they're not going away.
Up to 6. God, this would be
good
so
looks.
phenomenal for Duke to go down right away. We go across town now on the Progressive guest line. Kelly Stewart joins the program. You may know her by a different moniker. That is Kelly in Vegas. And we're going to talk about the VSiN Splash Sports Contest coming up here in a second. Kelly, good to see you again. Thanks for the time. What was the atmosphere like over at the Westgate when Wisconsin got beat a little while ago?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you that there is no bigger pain in the world than being on a 2-second delay. So we have the clubhouse, me and 40 of my closest friends per usual. And for whatever reason, whoever turned on the TVs this morning didn't hit the fast forward button. So we were right behind that high point dunk, and I'm looking out there to see what happened. And it was awesome. I was very happy to see Wisconsin go down. I know, not everybody was, right? Those that used probably Wisconsin in their Survivor contest were very happy. But after last year's just chalk fest, feeling some of these dogs taking over early, right, USF, shockingly got that backdoor cover after Louisville dominated. It's been a fun one so far.
I was going to say, there was probably a bigger roar for the finish of that Louisville-South Florida game than High Point beating Wisconsin.
There might have been. And I ended up not getting involved in that game. I kept looking at Louisville and I said, I can't do it. I cannot lay points with an ACC team after I've sat on every single program and bashed the ACC over the last 6 weeks. It would have been a nice middle, though. If you took the 6.5, even the 5.5 with USF, came back on the 3.5 this morning with Louisville, kudos to you.
You like anything coming up?
Yeah, so there's a couple of games coming up. I mentioned to John Murray this week on our podcast, Kelly and Murray, that I was going to start looking at the first halves for these underdogs, and it's been really great. High Point first half gets there for us. We just hit Siena first half, so a couple of nice ones. I'm looking at the Rainbow Warriors. They may have not tipped off yet in the first half, as well as North Dakota State first half, and then late night special, I will be on Idaho first half. So this year I kind of did a little bit of a different angle on the dogs. Last year, if you guys remember, the dogs just got crushed. What it felt like every single game was favorite, but they did hang tough in the first half. And I said, this year, I'm not leaving those first half bets out.
Yeah.
Well, you like to take bombs as well. And I know John Murray has said this over the years, and it makes a lot of sense, right? Like, people come to Vegas to bet March Madness, and they take a lot of the dogs in the money line to win outright. And then they are pissed when that doesn't happen all the time. His point is, why don't you take them first half money line? Like, nobody does that. Maybe you should look at that a little bit more.
Yeah, there was a couple guys in the clubhouse had Siena money line first half 18-1, and I'm looking at him going, well, thanks for sharing, guys. I didn't think Siena was going to keep it that close. I thought 29.5 was a nice number, but good grief. So that was pretty cool. I know that the entire clubhouse bet Siena second half, so hopefully that team can keep their foot on the gas and shock the world.
So we've been in Splash Sports before. They run great contests. They run great Survivor. We're still a small overlay right now, and now you've worked for them for a while. So what do you think from the Survivor here with Splash Sports? With Wisconsin already going out, you got to use somebody today. You can still jump in until 10 o'clock. Who are you looking at? What do you recommend?
Yeah, there's several pools that actually have overlays, right? You guys have maybe $150,000 overlay. Last I looked there on Splash Sports on the VSiN, $1,000 buy-in. And look, you're right. With Wisconsin going down, we can't see anything until everything gets locked in, right? I would love to be able to go and look in that back end and see how many people did have Wisconsin, but we're going to go ahead and assume that some people did. On mine, we saw a substantial amount of the pool go out early. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these overlays, right? You go over there's a big green G for guaranteed. That means there's guaranteed money whether the contest fills or not. So definitely keep in mind there, especially in a high stakes one like the VSiN one. There may be a chance. Let's see if Siena can get it done for us, and I got a little extra coin in my pocket, and I don't go ahead and enter that VSiN contest last minute.
That'd be amazing. Now, I'm assuming that you have played in March Madness Survivor pools before.
Yeah, this is my third year. So I've hosted several years of March Madness Survivor contest on Splash. A couple of years ago when we first started, if you guys remember, right out of the gate, it was just a bloodbath. I believe it was Duquesne beat BYU, and the bloodbath just ensued. Last year wasn't near as fun because it was really chalky. Ultimately, this is just a different way to get involved with March Madness. It's a lot more fun, right? You're only using teams one time. So you got to kind of be selective here. So I did 8 entries in my personal one that did fill last night because I thought, all right, we're going to sprinkle all over the board because, again, it's the round of 64 and chaos is going to happen.
Yeah. How soon do you want to use a good team? What's your, because the strategy is so important here that you got to have somebody left and how you're going to manage this. But what would you recommend about how early to use a good team?
It really starts to depend. I mean, do you think Duke is going to go out early? Do you think Florida is going to make it to the Final Four? You've got to kind of reverse engineer it. Who's your national champion? Or which 3 or 4 teams do you want to keep in order to get there, right? So not only do teams win in advance, teams lose and you can no longer use them. So it gets really spicy there in the Final Four. The first year I did it in 2023, I advanced. I was there in the Elite 8, and guess what? I ran out of teams for the Final Four. So that is something you don't want to do. So keep in mind, reverse engineer it, save the teams that you think have a real good shot at the Elite 8, and then pray for some luck because you're going to need it.
Yep. Kelly Stewart, our guest. Kelly in Vegas from the Kelly and Murray podcast as well. She's on the Progressive guest line. I think the comp would be not the full season NFL Survivor contest. That's just, it's not the same. But the NFL playoff Survivor, which I got involved with last year.
Yes.
That's similar to this one because you have to kind of reverse engineer it. You got to go backwards. You have to think about it from, okay, I'm saving 2 teams to win the Super Bowl, and then I got to go backwards from there. And that's kind of similar, I think, to this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think that it gets a little spicy, and some of them that have double pick days. I apologize. I did not double check the VSiN one. I don't know if you guys are doing a double pick day.
Day
during,
7 and 8.
The round. 7 and 8. Okay, day 7 and 8. So the round of 8 is where you really want to hone in and make sure that you have 4 teams, right, that you think can win the whole thing. So if you say, okay, it's Florida, it's Iowa State, it's Kansas and Houston, then you need to save those and then map out from there because that's where it gets really hard. Double pick days in any Survivor contest are there to thin the herd, and that's exactly what they do.
I would also say that once you play it for the first time in March Madness, I think you're probably going to love it, and you're going to want to look forward to getting involved every single year moving forward, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, this was the biggest year for my contest personally. And hey, on Monday, I thought, okay, nobody's really getting involved. What's going on here? And then rocking and rolling. The second I touched down in Vegas, that thing was just filling so fast because we did a lower price point this year, higher guaranteed money and more entries. So it was kind of really interesting to see that, we had 6,000 more people sign up for this contest than we did in 2023.
Wow. Well, there you go. The popularity is spreading like wildfire. Who do you personally like long-term this year in the tournament? Who are you on in terms of futures?
Yeah, I have a 30-1 with Iowa State. And I wish that I loved it more. Last year, I had a 40-1 with the University of Florida. I bet back in December, and I felt great going into March. Iowa State didn't really show me a lot during the Big 12 tournament. And I thought, okay, I need to see more offensively from this team. I know everybody thinks the old adage of defense wins championships. And yes, that is true. But you got to be able to put up points against some of these other powerhouse offenses as well. So I'd like to see a little bit from Iowa State in their first couple of games to feel a lot more confident about that 30-1. I was actually looking at the odds over here at the Westgate on Sunday night, and I still saw a 25-1 before Selection Sunday. And I'm going, why did I need to bet this in December if they're only going to be a little bit more improved? It is what it is. I could absolutely make a case for this Michigan team. I think that top to bottom, they are probably one of the best teams in the country. Hey, I know a lot of people picked Duke. John Murray, my counterpart, sat right there on the podcast yesterday and just destroyed my bracket for having Iowa State. And guess who he's got? Duke.
You can follow her everywhere at Kelly in Vegas, the Kelly and Murray podcast as well. We'll let you get back to the drinking, okay? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Great job.
Bye-bye.
All right. Still time, even though the tournament's tipped off. Splash Sports $1 Million Survivor Contest doesn't close today until 10 p.m. Eastern. 1,000 to enter. 1 pick per day. Can't use the same team twice. New players use code VSiN MM26 for a 50% deposit match up to $100. Head to splashsports.com/VSiN now. Entries close tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern. Splashsports.com/VSiN. Code VSiN MM26. Got to be 21. Go get it now. And you already had the big upset with High Point winning. And look at this.
Oh!
Siena's up 5 with 7 minutes.
And let me tell you.
I'm telling you something, Mean Gene. They're knocking down shots. They're getting great looks.
The lead should be bigger than what it is. They have missed so many shots at point-blank range and getting the rebound and then putting it back up from like 3 feet. No good. That's good. Rebound now.
Oh, my
Under
gosh.
8 timeout. They're up by 5. Can they get a basket here to extend it a little bit more?
And McNeese was down 10. They cut it to 3. Crazy runs in that game. McNeese led 21 to 10.
Come on.
Oh, silly turnover. All right.
Hang on to the ball.
All right.
Imagine, if they lose this game, Duke, I mean, how popular the Survivor's going to get tonight yet?
Got the ball. 7 minutes up 3.
Win, lose next. Best and worst coaches ATS in the big dance from one coach at 85% to another who has lost almost 40 times ATS.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Prop Points takes you to the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports with hosts Jeff Erickson and Nick Whalen of RotoWire.
He's the one that's the trendiest. He's the one that's going the earliest of the 3, and in some leagues I've seen him go as early as the 2nd round.
The one thing that stood out to me here is, value-wise, I would take a look at Dorian Finney-Smith over 2.5 boards.
They'll help you find the connection between the two and give you expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN.
This is Sharp Week on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Ball Sienna, first half money line, as high as 20-1. First to 15. First to 20. Sienna to go on a 10-0 run. Offered every game for the most part at Will Hill Caesars, except for the 116 games.
I just got a great text on this game from our buddy Chris.
Uh-huh.
It's in Greenville. North Carolina plays next. The place is full of North Carolina fans rooting for Sienna.
Oh, sure. Yeah. This just cashed in the North Dakota State, Michigan State game. Both teams to score in the first minute, plus 280. South Florida, 7.5 to 3.5.
Oh, my God, Paul. There's something going on in the Sienna game with the one. I'm sorry to interrupt. They have not gone to the bench yet in this game. The starters have played every single second. The last time that happened in a tournament game they just flashed was 1979 with DePaul.
No way.
Yep.
What am I missing? There's 5 minutes left. Duke's $9 to win the game. They're laying 6.5. This is outrageous. There's 5 minutes
Get
left.
the rebound, boys.
High Point, plus 460. Miami, Ohio, plus 260. Prairie View, under 146 to 139. Bulls over 232.5 to 238.5. Grizzlies money line. Where did that come from? Plus 525. Beat Denver, catching 12 in the over 240 up to 245.5. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. At Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. This is crazy. The dog looking at is it the butterfly?
He looks at all different kinds of specimens, bugs, plants.
I thought it was the one with the bully, where he's freaked out by the insect. But here he's just looking.
He gets very nosy with all of them.
Good, yeah. Well, make friends with everybody.
Yeah, that kiss from the koi.
Yeah, right. Fish coming up. Hey, how you doing, guys? Yeah, man of the people, loves everybody. That's excellent. Very good. Lose some. They play again tonight. VSiN Betting Insights, 11-1 run ATS at home for the Pelicans against the Clippers. Kawhi surprisingly played, but it didn't matter. Plus 1.5 to minus 2.5. The over 229 up to 237 fell 233. NIT Kent State from 7 down to 4 was no good. Bad for the books. South Florida 7.5 down to 3.5. It falls 4, and that is a horrific beat because Louisville was up 23 in the second half. It would have been the second largest comeback in tournament history if South Florida was able to win. But cut it to 4, and that was all she wrote. But it lands 4. Founded in 2011, Sharp Plays just completed another dominant run, including a 2025 campaign that saw bankrolls double. 15 straight years of winning, all documented, records and logs posted publicly at sharpplays.com. Separates the Sharp Plays from most of the betting industry. Full performance auditing, advanced AI tools, trusted insider intelligence, identifying price value before the numbers shift. Respected, watched, and feared. Start winning with them at sharpplays.com.
First lead for Duke since it was 10-8, 15-31 to go in the first half. They now lead 63-61. Coming up on 4 minutes to go. They are laying 7.5 in play still, 2,800 right now on the money line. And my Hawaii bets are dead as dead gets. First and 10 is 24-7 Arkansas. What travel? Yeah. What short rest?
27.5 in play. Boy, they're putting it on them. And Sparty's up 11 on North Dakota State.
What's the total if Arkansas cruises out here today against High Point?
Yeah, text Richie that, Luke. Good question. Boy, that'll be fun. That would be great theater, and I'm rooting for it.
Vandy on top of McNeese, 52-46. They are under 12 as we speak. Vandy's laid 8.5. Did not hear too many people make the case for McNeese in this game. I'm talking about, not to win, forget that for a second. I'm talking about with the points. Most people we had on this show and that I talked to said Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
And Michigan State, this game just started not that long ago. It's 8 minutes in. Watching some of that on one of the screens here, they are playing lights-out defense from what I have watched so far. And they lead North Dakota State 21-10. Now Sparty laying 21.5. The total is 150.5. That seem a touch high? I know we got 31 points here with 8 minutes, but I could see that one dying down here a little bit.
You want to jump in on the Miami Heat? I told everyone to be ready for this tomorrow or yesterday because the Lakers played. Let's walk through this. The Lakers played at an 8:35 local tip in Houston. They win the game, celebrate. They won 11-12. Do your interviews, hop on the flight. Now you go to Miami and you got to play tonight. Reeves, LeBron, Luka were all listed questionable. But imagine if they all miss. This opened 2, it's up to 5.5. You can still lay like 220 on the money line. But I would think you're not playing LeBron.
He has surprised a couple of times recently by playing the back-to-back.
This is a vicious back-to-back, though.
Yeah.
With the travel. I think Redick sits all of them. Luke, I agree with a lot of tweets. If they play like that, good luck. Now, LeBron's not going to go 13 or 14 every game. But how well Luka played and setting them up, and they are figuring this out where it's, I'm the third guy. And I got to play off the ball. I'm not going to have the ball. It's Reeves and Luka's show. And boy, they've been
good luck
good.
With what?
The Lakers.
No, but with who? Who are you talking about?
Beating the Lakers when they play like that.
Oh, Christ, the Thunder will have no problem with them.
Okay.
It's a complete mismatch.
Oh, come on. Barkley over here.
Paul, Oklahoma City, when they're fully healthy, the Spurs might be somewhat close to them. The Lakers are not close to Oklahoma City.
Well, we'll find out. They are playing top 10 defense during this stretch, and they've won 11-12. So, in any event, this spot is fantastic for Miami, and we'll see what they do. Now, why I think he sits everybody is because they've really opened up the lead in the division, but more importantly, they have the tiebreaker over Houston, they have the tiebreaker over Minnesota, and they have the tiebreaker over Denver. So there's some separation now between them and the 3 and the 7 and the 3 and the 6 with the seed. And you also have the Cade Cunningham news, too, and they have to go to Detroit, also part of that road trip coming up after Orlando.
Yeah, the collapsed lung by Cade Cunningham now.
Now, they're saying reevaluated in a couple weeks, so it's not for the season. Depends who you ask, but you go back and look at history, and it's happened to McCollum, but hopefully he's back for the playoffs. I mean, this is a great year for the Pistons, trying to get the 1 seed, and certainly that's now up for grabs with Boston. With this guy could be out minimum 2 weeks.
Well, that all boils down to, I think, who Detroit might catch in the first round as well. How that could open up some stuff. The way Atlanta's playing right now, if Charlotte were to get them in a 7-game series with no Cade Cunningham, that might change it up a little bit. I'll pay off the tease here. I'll give you the best teams in the tournament, best coaches ATS in their careers. Dan Hurley is 17-3. He's won 14 straight.
Yep.
But 17-3 ATS. Hubert Davis is actually 9-2 ATS. Until last night, Andy Enfield for SMU was 10-3. Now make that 10-4.
Are you mad at SMU?
For getting in the tournament or for lying?
Yeah, people are saying you lied and you knew that Edwards was out.
Pretty much.
At that, yeah, okay. Great showing by Miami, Ohio, though.
Oh, they look great.
Yeah, love the offense. Good for them.
Matt Painter's 27-14. He's the opposite in the tournament compared to what he's like in the Big Ten tournament.
He's that good?
Yeah. Yep, 27-14 in his career. The worst, Tommy Lloyd's 3-7.
Yeah, some bad losses. Again, last year was the first time he lost to a better seed.
Surprisingly, Randy Bennett.
No.
6-12 ATS St. Mary's. That's it. He's a great coach, but hasn't gotten it done. Jamie Dixon improved to 11-19 today. And this is why I think Miami can win another game. Rick Barnes is 24-38 ATS in the tournament. 38 losses against the spread.
A 5-seed or worse 16 times. A 5-seed or worse 16 times. One Sweet 16 appearance. Lost 12 times in the first round. That's staggering.
Amazing.
That is. That's a big point spread. And I tell you, they can come in loose.
Oh, yeah?
They are so loose and just let it fly and let it rip. I like the tweets last night. What run clock? We're not running clock. We're going to shoot the 3 or the dunk, and they were fantastic taking out SMU.
How much fun do they have? They're a joy to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I give Tim Murray credit for saying that, too, about a couple weeks ago when all the Pearl negativity started. And should they get into? They scored 92 a game.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to watch that? That's the other thing.
I don't get it.
Right?
I really don't.
I'm with you. They are great to watch. What a story.
Take a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes. They play with pizzazz. They're a little cocky out there as well.
Good word. Yes.
Yeah. I think that the best thing to happen to college basketball this season.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Duke up by 4 now, 3 minutes to play.
Yep.
Arkansas up by 13.
What's the drought? No points in 5 minutes.
Well, they've
Damn,
scored,
Sienna.
16 points? They just showed a graphic. I think they're like 6 of 26 in the second half. They had their chances, man. They led pretty much the entire game.
They did. Yeah. Yeah, 13 in the second half. Had the lead with 10 minutes left. Yep.
Got to get a rebound, boys. Can't let Duke have 19 chances here on offense. We'll get you, we'll update the numbers here on all those games coming up. Live betting, Michigan State, North Dakota State, more in Arkansas.